Hello everyone, this is Jenna from Resale and Shipped, here to talk to you about what sold for the past 2 weeks and a couple issues that I've been having in October. You're probably wondering why I haven't been putting out as many videos. I've been working my 2 other jobs currently more than eBay, which is not so great for my eBay business because if I'm not listing, I'm not making as much money. And this October month has been particularly difficult, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start what sold for the past 2 weeks. So this first shirt that I have up is a New York & Company sweater. It was new with tags, but it had a defect. There's discoloration in the thread. I had it for over a year, wasn't selling, so I finally put it up for 99 cents auction, and it sold. Happy it went to its home, but I operated at a loss at $3.85, 89 cents negative. These next pair of pants were a pair of my pants. This person had contacted me about selling them for $9.99. I had agreed to them, but something must have fell through, so they hadn't purchased it at that point. But eventually they purchased it at full price, but I went ahead and honored their agreement. And so I also operated at a loss for these pants because I assigned a cost of goods of $4.99 because they were my pants, and actually it cost more at one point. But as you know, if you've watched before, I assign a value or cost of goods to all of my items that I sell for tax purposes. So 39 cents loss on these pants. Technically it would have been a higher loss because, like I said, I did pay more than $4.99 for my pants, but for the value I assigned. So as you can see, there's a running trend here in October. Lane Bryant women's blazer. I had this for over a year or so. It finally sold, I think, because we're getting back into the winter month. I would not pick this up again. It was a bin find, so it did make it a little bit less costly, but it was over a pound, so probably cost of goods would be about $2.50 because my bin's $1.99, $1.19 per pound, and it was about 2 pounds or so. And then I made a profit of $9.90, but I would not pick this up again. It was new with tags. I think if it wasn't new with tags, it might have sold for, it probably wouldn't have sold for as much. And they did pay shipping, and I took a best offer of $15. These are Athleta Ready Set Go running shorts. I had these up less than a month because, as you can see, they're fast and free. And if you've watched my channel before, you know if it's fast and free, it's been up there less than a month, with the exception of a couple items, and I will mention them if that is the case. But these were up for less than a month and sold for $25, and my profit on them was $14.36, so I would definitely pick them up because they sold pretty fast. This was a Victorian Beckham for Target sweatshirt. A very nice sweatshirt. Comps were pretty high when I started looking at these, but it took me a while to get this one up there. So by the time I did get it up there, they were selling for a little bit less. That's my fault. But it still sold decently and I'm trying to read my little sheet I printed out for you guys this time instead of looking away from the computer and talking. Let's see, where to go? Oh, $14.83, and yes, I would pick this up again. Next shirt that I have is this Chili's restaurant shirt. It wasn't selling, and I didn't realize till after I put it on auction that I spelled Chili's wrong, and that's probably why it wasn't selling. This was a women's work shirt. It sold for one bid of $5 with $4.99 shipping. This was a bin find, and I got it. So a bin find, so my total profit was $4.33. This is one of my husband's shirts. It had a defect of a hole in it. It was in pretty good condition other than that small slight hole. It had a little bit of wear in the form of like pilling a little bit, but it was very tiny, the hole. So I put it up at 99-cent auction for a week. No one had bid on it, but I had watchers. So I put it up for another week, and then someone did buy it. Again, this one technically would be operating at as a loss of $3.41. I could have assigned it a value of $1, but in reality, we did pay full price for this shirt when it was brand new. So, yeah. Okay. Next shirt, J. Crew. Top was a sold total gross sale of $29.99. My total profit was $18.71, and I had this up for 4 months. I thought this was a really nice shirt. It had beading all the way down each side, and zippers on the side. Very nice dressy shirt. I know some people don't pick up J. Crew, but some of their newer pieces that are just in style and look really nice, like this was really, really nice. So I thought this was a good find. And actually, let me see something once. Did I list it? No, I have to go back. My profit's actually a little bit more because I forgot this was a bin find for me. So it would have probably only been like $1, and I put $3.99. So I got to go back to that one. See, that's why you double check things. But it was a good find. Ren Spooner Hawaiian shirt. California Wine Country. I picked this up and for $3.99 at Goodwill, and I didn't know it would sell very well or not because they seem to be all over the place. So this was a 2XL. It had a really nice print. The colors were great, and it did sell for $30.80. It was up less than a month, and I made a profit of $25.21, and the person was very happy with it. Talbot's pants, capris, another bin find. This was kind of like a long while ago, and I picked them up because I really like prints, but they seem to be the petites. Oh, that's not showing up for some reason. I don't pick them up as much anymore because they don't sell very well and they sit for a really long time, but I really like finding the prints like these because I think they're just a lot of fun. So if I see them, I pick them up. So my profit on these were $7.97. This is only because I did find them at the bins. If they weren't a bin find, I probably would not have picked them up because there wouldn't have been a lot of profit to make. Sonoma Lifestyle button down. This was a bin find, but it was also mine for a period of time. I'm very bad at wearing clothes that have buttons or button snaps. I just can't wear them. I don't know why. I feel like I'm constricted. So none of my clothes really have buttons on them. So I tried this for a while. It didn't seem to work. Like, I didn't want to wear it. So I went ahead and put it up. It sold really fast in about 1 week. Made a profit of $8.95 on it, and it was free shipping. So that was in my first month. I already said that, like for a week, sorry. Out of practice on videos, apparently. This was a Gigi LuLaRoe top. LuLaRoe top. I picked this up when I was in Las Vegas for about $3.50 at Savers. The reason this one in particular sold well, I think, is because it was a cute print with the polka dot button, the polka dot here and the red. It looked very retro, kind of rockabilly, so I put that in my keyword type of top, and it was a large. It was so cute. I really thought about keeping it for myself, but they were selling for a really good price, and sure enough, it sold for full asking price, even though I did have best offer on this, and someone had offered less before, considerably less. Someone had offered $18, but I said nope, I want to hold out, and I did, and I went and got the $34.99, so I made a profit of $23.70. That doesn't mean that all LuLaRoe GGs will sell that well. A LuLaRoe GG is similar to a Julia, but just a top. And a Julia is a dress, tight-fitting dress. You have to really think about the print, and you have to do your research on them, because I still have all my perfect tees up for sale, and I've only sold one of them. And I know it's because, you know, there's so many perfect tees, and they're just, you know, average prints. They're not special. This one was kind of special. So And I actually had it at auction at first, but it didn't go. No one bid. I had it at a high auction. Granted, mind you, it might have gone higher if I started lower, but I knew what the comps were, so I had a specific goal in mind. Anywho, next one, Jones New York dress. This I picked up at Goodwill, but I had bought it for myself, but I didn't really like how it fit me, so I decided to go ahead and put it up, and it sold for within 1 month, and my profit on that was $502 because I picked it up for $6.99. It was a really nice dress, but it just didn't work out for me. Next one is the Victoria's Secret's bra top. Victoria's Secret doesn't make these, I don't think, anymore. They don't make a lot of clothing. I know they make pink Victoria's Secret clothing, but not this type of clothing anymore. This was also a bin find. So total gross sales on this was $11.99, and my total profit after cost of goods and fees was $6.62. For a bin find, I'd probably pick it up again, but then again, I am moving away towards anything less than $10. And then I had this Ralph Lauren polo shirt. I've had this for a really long time as well. Probably over a year. I had it listed really low at one point, but then I decided to relist it, and it sold for $15.99 with $4.99 shipping. I don't even think these people asked for a best offer. If I remember correctly, they just went ahead and bought it, so I was thrilled, and made a profit of $9.98. Now, before we go on, I did have another sale, but they did it as a return as an item not as described. It wasn't an item not as described. Everything was described there. Unfortunately, eBay automatically accepted my return, and so because of that, I have to pay for return shipping. So that puts me at a loss on that item, having to refund them for their shipping, refund them for their item, and then refund them for the item itself. I mean, the shipping that they took. They did say, I did call them, and they did say once you refund, call back, and that they would fix it for me, because the person did agree that it shouldn't have been an item not as described, but there's nothing that they can do about the return now because it's already been set in motion, which I understand and I get, and I shouldn't have had automatic returns or whatever up there, and that's my fault, not theirs. So they took that off for me, so that's all settled. But that was disappointing, and that's not my first disappointment of the past 2 weeks. My second disappointment of the past 2 weeks is a sale, 2 sales actually, from the last video. Was the first time I ever did this, but I swapped packages or something happened, and I think it was because I was using eBay bulk shipping, because I was trying to do labels with stickers instead of having to tape on my labels like I usually do. And I don't know what exactly happened. It wasn't either buyer's fault, it was completely my fault, but they got the wrong items, so of course I lost the profit from both of those items, and one of them was a really good profit item. So I lost both of the profits on that, and then one person did return it, so I lost the shipping on that. The other person did not return the item, so I lost the cost of goods from that item, which was the more expensive item. So that was disappointing. But now I'm back to regular printing off one label at a time for a while until I feel more confident with using the label system or have something better set up. But that was just really not great, and I don't know if that happening, then, you know, how things trigger other things happening. I don't know. But I can say that even though with all these things that happened this month, and the fact that I'm not listing, so I'm not making as much sales, and that all happening, is that the people who did get their items and were happy with their items have left good feedback. And even though I haven't sold that much this month, people seem to be happy with the things that they're getting. besides the one item not as described, and besides the one that I messed up. And that is my fault, and I do feel really bad about that. Never happened before, and I do not ever want that to happen again. So, as that being said, with that one item, my profits for that time period would have been, let's see, I had a list somewhere. Would have been $153.48. But having to take out all that money from the returns and the loss of goods and the return of goods and everything like that, it came down from $153 to $85. So as you can tell, my month for October is going to be very, very low for terms of profit. My profit for the month of October, after having taken all of that out, I have my sheet in front of me, is $160.49. So that's for eBay. On to Poshmark. I sold 2 things on Poshmark in 2 weeks. Actually, I sold 3, but one was a cancellation. This was a pair of limited shorts. This item sold, and then this one sold today. I had not shared my closet in a week either, and this one sold today, so I took their best offer of $6. So my total sales for Poshmark for the 2 weeks was $13.05. I had made a sale for an item that was $30, and I was really excited about it, but the buyer thought it was a different color than what it was, even though it was listed. She thought it was a different color of a certain thing, and I asked her if she wanted to cancel, because she had bought it, and then she's like, oh, I thought it was this color, and she didn't ask to cancel. I asked her if she wanted to cancel, because I didn't want her to have spent $30 on this jacket that wasn't the color that she wanted. And some people might have said, well, that's too bad, they should have looked or whatever, but I don't want my buyers to be unhappy with the item that they're buying. So if she got that item and then was disappointed, that's her $30, $36.95 if you can include shipping, her hard-earned money that she spent. So she should be getting what she wants, not something that she thought was one thing and was not. But so that is my month of October, which I'm really hoping will do a lot better for the rest of October, the rest of the 1 week or so that I have left, and then going into November, because I don't know if you guys remember that the end of September I said my goal for October is $500. I am going to be extremely lucky if I get 200, and this has been the worst month that I've had for the entire year selling on eBay, for the entire 2018, and actually, honestly, even my first year selling, like, nothing like this happened in the first year. I mean, I had some returns and things, but never had the switch, and it's just like, oh my goodness. So the thing I want to leave you guys with is, yes, there's bad months, but don't get discouraged. I was discouraged, I will admit. I was very upset about the whole thing, and I let that affect me also in terms of listing. Yes, I had my other jobs to do, but part of it was that I messed up, and so I was like, I don't want to deal with it. But that's a mistake, because then you miss out on selling the items you have. And I don't know, but I have way too much stuff around to just sit and say, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. So basically what I'm trying to say is don't let a couple incidents get you down, because this whole thing's a learning experience and not everything's always going to go right. So that's basically just what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, that's okay too. And thank you guys if you were new subscribers. Thank you for watching. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful rest of your eBay or Poshmark selling month. Have a great night. Bye-bye.